Good morning, friends, and welcome to the Lake District. The Lake District is the perfect spot for a cozy long weekend, and this is what 72 hours here in spring looked like for us. From some of the UK's most exciting new restaurants to easy scenic hikes, charming villages, and yes, plenty of that iconic gingerbread, here is exactly how we spent 3 very lovely days in the Lake District. Now, speaking of getting here from London, we got here yesterday afternoon, and in case you're trying to figure out the same sort of journey or route, basically all you do is you get a direct train from Euston up to Oxenholme. From there, it's a 5-minute connection train to Kendal, and then we walked about 10 minutes to pick up our rental car at Enterprise. So all in all, a very easy and relaxing journey to get here. And that brought us to our beautiful hotel, which I will show you around a little bit later. But once we arrived, we had a lunch booking, and this is a place I was really excited to try. It's a bit more of a casual, relaxed restaurant behind the team who do the Oz Stamp House, which is a 1 Michelin star here in Ambleside. And beautiful food, the trout ceviche. I could have had maybe 4 plates of that, but there really was a showstopper dish, which was the pork loin. Came with a whole half of roasted garlic, which we ate every single piece of that. It was amazing. But their menu is seasonal, so it does change, and it is a very small restaurant, so highly recommend you book ahead if you are keen to try it. Then we just kind of did a little potter around Ambleside yesterday. We popped into the chocolate shop, bought some goodies. We went to a lovely little art print store and picked up some postcards, and just a very relaxing first evening. It was terrible weather, so we kind of spent most of it huddled up at the hotel. But today is looking a lot brighter, and our plans are to do a very typical Lake District itinerary. We are heading up to the North Lakes to explore around Buttermere and some of the cute villages and towns up there. So let's go have a look. It's about an hour's drive to Buttermere, and the route is genuinely stunning, taking you through rolling farmlands, tiny waterfalls, and grand mountains around every bend. Just be prepared, some of the roads are very narrow, classic British countryside style. Once we arrived, we headed off to do the Rannerdale Knotts trail, a short, sharp incline that pays off quickly with panoramic views over both of the lakes. On the way down, you are treated to wandering past a few cute little sheep and walking through this gorgeous, peaceful woodland. Of course, the best part of any hike is the reward afterwards, and we stopped in at this gorgeous tea room near the lake, where I would highly recommend grabbing the pie and a scoop of their homemade gelato. From there, it's just a short stroll down to the lakefront, and you can actually walk the full loop around Lake Buttermere, which is another easy walking trail. We did a tiny bit of this walk and even stumbled upon this lovely waterfall along the way. And we are back from our full day of driving around and exploring and walking and eating, and probably the most ideal thing to do right now would be to have a nap. But for now, the sun is out, and today is actually the first day of daylight savings, so the sun isn't going to set until after 7:30 tonight, which I am so excited about. So I thought, why don't we go have a little bit of a wander around, and I will show you the hotel. Rothay Manor is a historic Regency manor turned boutique hotel just a short walk from the centre of Ambleside. It's the kind of place where you come to exhale, with individually designed rooms that overlook the gardens. We booked into one of the superior rooms, all beautiful tones, intricate wallpaper, and cosy considered details. And yes, that freestanding bathtub is absolutely essential for a spring escape like this. There is also an on-site restaurant, a little bit more on that shortly, plus plenty of quiet corners to curl up with a book and sip a pre-dinner cocktail. Now, one of my favourite things about staying in boutique hotels like this is that they always have such great recommendations for things to do, and Rothay actually has a whole series of Rothay rambles, which are just like walks you can take from the hotel to discover the rest of the town and the area, and we are popping out on one of those, the shortest one, to a Roman fort. So let's go for a stroll. Now let's get into dinner at the hotel's restaurant. Set inside a warm, inviting dining room, the menu here is 3 courses of seasonal, thoughtful plates that really celebrate local Lake District produce. I am still thinking about that salmon cannelloni with smoked butter sauce, and the banana souffle was just unreal. There's truly nothing better than indulging in a beautiful meal and then rolling straight upstairs into bed. We just honestly had a very lazy start to the day. We slept in and we had the most brilliant breakfast at our hotel. If you are staying at Rothay Manor, you have to get the pancakes. They were like this combination between a crumpet and a pancake. I've never had pancakes like that before. Highly recommend. But sadly, we are checking out today and we are heading a little bit further south to stay in a pub for our last evening in the Lake District. But on the way, we are going to do a bit of a village hopping day. It is absolutely grey outside, so it's a perfect day to do it. So we're just going to pop around some of the quaint little villages that are located around Widermere, which is the largest lake in the entirety of England, I believe. So let's go have a little bit of an explore. We are starting at Grasmere. Being the start of the day, we naturally kick things off with a coffee conveniently located right next door to Heaton Cooper Studio, the perfect little spot to browse art prints, ceramics and souvenirs. Grasmere itself is as charming as it gets. Known for its natural beauty and as being the home of poet William Wordsworth, it's the kind of place that is just made for pottering around. We wandered along the river, past plenty of cute little sheep, and eventually found ourselves at one of the village's most iconic stops, Sarah Nelson's gingerbread shop. Well, I would say the first village stop was a success. We secured some of the famous Grasmere gingerbread, which is definitely a bit of a tourist spot, but it's still amazing. It's been there since like the 1800s. It's now run by like 3rd generation owners, and the smell of the shop when you walk in is just fantastic. So if you visit for just having a sniff of the gingerbread alone, I would recommend it. I've had this before, it's very tasty, but this time I also picked up some spectacular gingerbread and caramel spread, which I think is just going to be so good on ice cream. So very much looking forward to trying that when we get home. Right, now on to the next village. Next up we have Hawkshead, a postcard perfect village known for its whitewashed cottages and narrow cobbled streets. And whatever the weather is doing, a stop at the little ice cream shop is non-negotiable. We went for the Hawkshead special gingerbread gelato, and yes, I guarantee it tasted every bit as good as it sounds. We've driven about 10 minutes up the road from Hawkshead to come on a lovely little circular route around a lake called Town House. It was actually once sort of owned and cared for by Beatrix Potter, but then was gifted and purchased by the National Trust. So now is a really nice area to wander around and explore. It is known for the crystal clear views and reflections of like the trees in the lake. So I think it would be a really beautiful place to come in summer or in autumn when the trees are in their best shape. But on a great day like this, I think there are some benefits in that you don't have that many people around. It's very quiet, and that brings me to my point of why should you visit the Lake District at this time of year. It is a very popular place in summer, and because it is a lake area, the roads can get really sort of congested with cars in the summer. So highly recommend time like this if you just want to be able to explore like at absolute ease. And another nice thing about visiting at this time of year is that you can start to see spring come in and you can start to see the daffodils blossom. And even though it's quite grey on camera, you can really see sort of the atmosphere of why the area has inspired writers like Beatrix Potter and Tolkien. In the afternoon, we made a stop at Home Ground in Widermere. Such a good find if you just need a caffeine pick-me-up, and I also hear they have an excellent brunch menu. And just a few minutes away by car is Bonus on Widermere. When the weather is better, you should definitely think about hopping on a boat tour from here, or you can just do as we did and enjoy a peaceful wander along the lakefront. After pottering around Widermere, we drove a little bit further down south towards an area called Bowland Bridge, and we checked into a gorgeous little pub with rooms here. If you are travelling around the UK, I cannot encourage you enough to book in a pub with rooms. It's just such a lovely, peaceful experience. And what's nice about the one that we are staying in is that it's a little bit away from the busyness of the lakes, and it's just out in complete peace and quiet in the countryside. So such a lovely stop for our last evening. There was a gastropub down the road that I really wanted to try called the Punch and Bowl, and just, you know, simple, good, hearty pub food, but done with incredible produce. We had like a beef dish which was stunning, and they are known for their cheese souffle. So if you pop that one on your Lake District itinerary, definitely order the cheese souffle. It was just so good. And we are very sadly checking out today, but before we head back to London, we have one last stop on our list, which is a very sort of Jess-coded stop. I'll let you leave a comment and see if you can guess what it is. So let's get on our way. And in true Jess fashion, the final stop of the trip is a bakery. We popped into Lovingly Artisan, which when I was reading about it was described as being in the centre of a business park, but I think that undersells it a little bit. It's like in the centre of this sort of food complex. So there was the bakery, and then there was a gorgeous little farm shop and a place to pick up coffee. So such a nice final stop of the trip. We've got a couple of goodies to have on the train. That concludes the whole Lake District road trip weekend, and I hope this vlog has helped inspire you to do a Lake District road trip of your own. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want some more inspiration for travelling around the UK, I have plenty more vlogs in my playlist, which I will link up here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!